Do you remember how we said the earth goes round the sun? We also said the earth goes round on itself. It orbits the sun and it rotates on itself. Do you remember this chart where we saw when the sun comes up? And in the middle of the day, we call that noon, and the sun sets. And the sun rises, and it's middle of the day, which is noon, and it sets again at sunset. We can see when the sun is at its highest, we call that noon. Another name for noon is midday. Now, midday comes from the Latin word meridium. Meri meaning middle, and diem being day. Middle day or midday, like we call it now. So people wanted to decide if we spoke about time before midday, what could we call it? And what could we call time after midday? People needed to know what time of the day they were talking about. If they wanted to talk about the hours before midday, they called it ante-meridian, because ante means before. Ante. And remember, Mary meant middle. Ante meaning before, and Mary meaning middle, and diem meaning day. Ante-meridium, before middle day. But can you see how long that word is to write? Can you hear how long it is to even say? People got tired of that, so they thought, how can we make this shorter? So they found different ways to abbreviate it. Some people wrote them in capital letters, ante-meridium. Other people like to write them all in lowercase, ante-meridium. Other people like to even put dots in between. These are the different ways that we can say it. And how we speak it when we abbreviate it is AM. So when I say 9 a.m., I mean 9 o'clock before midday, 9 a.m. If we want to talk about the hours after midday, we call that post-meridium. And of course, post means after. So here we have before midday, after midday. And how do you think people abbreviated that? Yes, they did capital letters, they did lowercase letters, they did dots in between, and we call that PM or post-meridium. So when we say 9 a.m., we mean 9 before noon, and when we say 9 p.m., we mean 9 after noon, so that you know whether it's the 9 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock at night. Isn't that interesting? I wonder what time you were born. Were you born ante-meridium in the morning, or were you born post-meridium in the afternoon or the evening? Why don't you go and find out?